Hi and welcome to this Wednesday. For this day 16, I created a cut file. Actually, it's for day 13. But I've been wanting to do these for a long time, so I sat down today and I created 3 of them, and you can see how absolutely gorgeous they cut. So the ones that I'm taking out here was a little too long from top to bottom, so I resized them and I recut them. I cut them out again. So the ones that you will find on iHeartStudio, they're up for sale there. They will be the correct size. They are 9.5 inches high, and I don't know how long wide, probably around 3 inches on the widest part. But you know what, you can resize them in the Silhouette software before you cut them. Just measure your album to see exactly how wide and how long they should be. So even if you stretch them out a bit, they still will look beautiful. So I cut them out on Canson paper and I did a double cut, and really you can see how easily it just picked up there. I made sure that my blade depth was around 6 or 7, so that's important. Also, a little tip there is just to use a old room key card to scrape the little tidbits off of your Silhouette mat. So that's kind of nice. So I got a new paper trimmer from scrapbook.com, and I bought this beautiful one by Teresa Collins, made by Fiskars, just because it was gold and it was on sale. So what a bargain. So I'm still learning how it works. I'm not entirely familiar with it 100%. You can see I made a major blunder there. I wanted to cut a white border and I didn't do it right. So in the end, I just mounted that photo on a piece of white cardstock. So it worked out in the end. So I'm just forwarding it really quick to show you how the very interesting part of how I cut out my photographs. And again, I printed it on Hanemüller paper. There you can see the cut file is just a little too long. So I'm just putting a touch of hot glue and then to that page protector that I cut up, and and it works wonderful. But the one in the final album you'll see is just a little smaller. So for day 13, not this one, the other one, Tia was in a play, Peter Pan, so it's all about that. And this day is all about 2 of my very good friends, a couple that I love dearly, and they brought me roses and a coffee one Saturday morning just because. Isn't that sweet? So I just wanted to document that. I thought it was the sweetest thing, and so I cut those cards a little bit too small, and so I'm just mounting them on the Project Life cards so that they're nice and evenly in the middle. And I love that Tombow adhesive. So far it's my favorite one. I'm still on the lookout for the perfect adhesive roller, but I guess I'll find it. So there's the card, and I did a photo shoot for them. So she used the photos that I gave her, and she made this beautiful card. Isn't it lovely? But they're a very beautiful family. So I'm taking a note from Ollie Edwards where she used the little card to flip up. So I'm going to use this to flip up. So I'm using washi tape, and you can see I'm adding a little bit of hot glue because I knew for a fact that the washi tape wasn't going to stick to the plastic. So there you go. So the card can flip up, and you can see what's underneath. You can read what she wrote me. And then how cute is that? And then for that day, I'm just going to mount the photograph on a piece of white paper so that it looked like it has a white border, which it would have, obviously. And what I did is in Lightroom, I just slotted 4 photos into the one photo in the print module. And if you watch the previous video, you will see exactly how I do it in Lightroom. So yeah, I'm just going to cut a piece off my backing there because I want to slide it underneath the embellishments. So yeah. Anyway, so you'll see here I'm going to cut that piece off, and that comes from fixing the album right in the beginning when I realized that I placed all my embellishments at the bottom, and then the album was too thick at the bottom. So I cut up some of the pages to put some of the embellishments on the top. So now I'm just sliding it underneath it, and I'm using a little bit of hot glue because the photograph is mounted, and just pretend you didn't see that. And now I'm just adding photo corners to the photo just to keep it down. Just fixing there, and I'm not gonna replace the flare that I took off there. I think flare in this specific album is a little too thick. So yeah, so I'm using a coffee sleeve, and it's not from Starbucks, even though they brought me a Starbucks latte. But I found this one in Saskatoon when shopping for Tia's grad dress, and I thought, wow, it would be perfect for my album. So I'm just going to add it there, and then I'm going to add some white paper above and beneath it so that I can write there. So because I'm a little short on writing space for this specific pages for day 13 and 16, so I just used the divider to write on. And I'm just using a cardstock, lightweight cardstock, and this is usually the cardstock I use when I design cut files. I would paint on this, and it works wonderful. So I'm just putting a piece at the bottom and a piece at the top, and then I'm just going to write there on it. So yeah. And again, you know what, I think for both of my pages it took me maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes to make both pages. What took the longest today was just getting the cut file right. And that's the joy of designing product, is that I make the mistakes so that you don't have to. So I bought these stamps from scrapbook.com. Also, it's by Ali Edwards. And I'm going to use the Celebrate Right Now one. And I'm just going to stamp it in red at the top of my journaling page, and then I'm just going to journal. So I'll show you. I don't have a lot of inks. I just basically have black ink in an ink pad, but I have these big brush pens. So if you don't want to buy a lot of inks, I suggest you get these, because you can just color your stamps with them, and they stamp fantastic. You can see there, I'm just coloring it, and the reason you'll see now it didn't stamp perfectly because there's embellishments on the other side. But then I thought maybe I should stamp over it, and then I realized, no, don't do it. Just fill in very carefully with the pen, and it worked wonderful. So you can see there, it looks nice. And now I'm just going to write, and that's it. So I'll show you the whole album from the beginning, and you'll see the cut file also that I fixed. So day 1, and again I still have to do a photo shoot with the other 2 girls, but they are the ones that's very difficult to get a hold of and get time to do it. And then day 6, day 8, And I think I'll use the other cut file like that one for Christmas Day. There you can see how beautiful it is. It's the right length. And there was just a little piece in there that I just took out. And I did my journaling. I added all the writing. And there's Tia. She was the crocodile in Peter Pan, which was hilarious. And day 16. And there you go. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you next week. Bye bye.